Okay, hi guys. This will be my second video. And what I'm gonna do is just a makeup routine. I am doing some experimenting with the lighting and the areas that I should be sitting with my camera, that kind of thing. Right now, I am just at my desk where I normally sit. The window is behind me. It's a little open because it's a nice day today, and you can probably hear the neighbors outside doing some yard work. So I may have to redo this video, but I was about to do my makeup, and I thought, I'm gonna do my makeup anyway. Let me go ahead and video this, and that way, if there's a glare up here, if I move back, maybe we won't. I may have to move around some. Anyway, I may have to close the blinds as well, but we'll try. Anyway, I have my makeup bag. Yes, I realize that this is ridiculously huge, but I keep my makeup separately, my personal makeup separate from the makeup that I use on clients. So this is my personal makeup bag, my personal brushes, my personal everything. So I don't know how this is gonna work on my desk. We're gonna try it and see, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, we will move on. I will re-record in the bathroom where I have enough counter space. The first thing I'm going to use, and I'm trying to dig things out of my bag. The first thing that I'm going to use is a primer. I just recently bought two new primers. I've got bad, huge pores right through here, and I have some pore problems down here, some on my forehead, that kind of thing. Let's see, get here. See, if you can see, I also have the bad scarring. All these marks that you can see here, they're not active breakouts. It's all scarring. So anyway, I'm going to use the two primers that I've gotten is the Too Faced Primed and Poreless. Put my hand behind it and see if that helps. That glare, awful. The Too Faced Primed and Poreless, and then the Benefit Professional. That's another one that I've been using a lot here lately. And then I have, this is a spot treatment, the Smashbox Photo Finish Targeted Pore and Line Primer. So, first of all, I'm going to use one of these two. Really, the Benefit one is my favorite. I do like the Primed and Poreless, but this one is just my favorite. So, I'm going to apply, I'm going to squeeze out some. I generally use that a lot more than I probably should, but the pores are just so bad. So anyway, what I do is I rub it together and kind of pat it all over my face, and then start rubbing it in. I rub it in a circle motion one way, then the other, one way, and then the other, one way, and then the other. And I do this that way. I do that way on my no, well, this area through here and on my nose to make sure that I get all the pores good and filled. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but I can already see a difference. Excuse me, real quick, I'm going to close my blind, and unfortunately, I have to stand up in a chair to do it. Oh, so much better. That's something I would normally not do. Sorry guys. But that glare was just too much. So I use my Benefit Professional, and that is going to kind of fill in the pores. And normally I don't have to put everything back in my bag because it goes on my counter. But anyway, then I'm going to use my Smashbox And this, like I said, is a spot treatment. The places where you have really bad wrinkles or really bad pores, and you don't have to use as much of this because it is a spot treatment. So I'm going to squeeze some out, and that's about how much I use. And put that back in my bag. Again, rub it together. I'm going to pat where my skin is the worst. I have a little left over, so I'm going to go ahead and put it on my forehead. And again, one way, then the other way. One way, and then the other way. That's just how I do this. Alright, everything that I do to my face, I also do to my delicate eye area and to my neck, even if it's a primary. I always want to have tissues. A brand that I have picked up here lately that I just adore, it's a drugstore brand actually, and I went to Sephora a while back and I wanted to try something different. I had been using the Smashbox foundation and I got the Make It Forever, the HD, because I'd heard so much about it, and I thought, I'm going to try this. The color is too light and it doesn't really provide enough coverage for me because I have the scars and you can see that really well, and that's all over my face. I mean, you can't see as well as I could in the mirror, but this is all over. I see, baby girl. Again, my 4-year-old. But anyway, the Make It Forever, it's too light and it kind of pulls yellow on my skin. So luckily it's a pump container, so I will be using this container on clients because I can't use it. It just hasn't made it downstairs to my studio yet. What I'm using is the Rimmel Clean Finish, and it will say there's two different kinds of clean finish. There's the regular, just clean finish, and there's the kind that has this 100% poreless written on it, and then vitamins A and E. This is the kind that I'm using. I am absolutely loving this Rimmel makeup. I paid $38 for the Make It Forever HD. This foundation was $3.48, and I absolutely adore it. Another thing, how I'm using my fingers on my own face, that's not something that I would do on a client. I prefer to use my fingers on I just prefer to use my fingers. If it wasn't unsanitary to do that on a client, I would, because that's my preferred way of putting on primer foundation. But anyway, one of the things that I love about this Rimmel foundation is it comes with this cool little spatula that so you don't really have to contaminate products. I've also got several of these in several different colors when I realized how much I liked them. I got several of them in several different colors to use on clients. And on my personal, I just dot it all over my face. For a client, I take some out on the spatula, I put it on my palette, and then I wash this, put it back in here, and there's no contamination, no germs. So I can sanitarily use this on a client. But I've just dotted it all over my face. You can see, got it everywhere. And I'm just going to rub it in. I'm going to tap it instead of rubbing on my eyes. I'll use my ring finger and rub it on my eyes some. As for concealer, a lot of people they do their concealers before or use their concealer before their foundation. I personally, and this is for myself and for clients, I put my concealer on after my foundation because what is the purpose of I rub it back onto my ears and back into my hairline. A lot of people will say not to rub it back into your hairline. If you don't, you're going to have this line that that is wider than the rest of your face, and you don't want that. So anyway, I rub it back in, and I'm gonna wipe my hands on my tissue, of course. And there's this cool little thing that I found. It's an EcoTools. EcoTools is one of my favorite brands of brushes. And this is just an angled, it's an angled sponge. The back of it is round. Um, it's an angled sponge with a handle, basically. A very absorbent sponge. It doesn't feel the same as one of the wedge sponges. It's different, kind of feels different than that, but it is a sponge. So anyway, after I get done with my foundation, I just stipple all over my face with this sponge, and I do this for two reasons. One is that sometimes I don't get all of my foundation rubbed in, because when I'm using my fingers, that's just one of the flaws of using your fingers. And then when I just stipple, and then when I get to my neck, I rub. I do. I don't advise rubbing. When you go all the way down, you don't want lines ever. So this also, when I kind of get behind my ear, you just don't. One of the biggest things about makeup is that you don't want any lines. Everything needs to blend smoothly. Okay, so I don't know if you can tell the difference here. The lighting is still not the best. I'm going to work on that, but to tell the coverage, it is awesome. It's awesome coverage. So another foundation that I just love is also Rimmel, and it is the Lasting Finish. I am in color 102 Warm Ivory. This is one that I'll wear if I want my makeup to stay on all day and all night, because this really does. When it says 25 hour, it really does last 25 hours. Where this the clean finish is just a normal everyday foundation, and I'll use either that or a BB cream, and I'll do a different tutorial at some point where you'll see the BB cream that I use. It's a Skin 79 BB cream, also from Korea. Okay, well, now I'm going to go for my concealer. This is an e.l.f. There are some products by e.l.f. that I just love, some that I hate, but there are some that I just love. This is one of the ones I love. You've got a concealer on this end and a highlighter on this end. The highlighter does not have any shimmer, and I like this because where I put highlighter, I don't want any shimmer. You'll see that in a minute. But right now, I'm just going to use the concealer, and I only use this for my under eye concealer. It's not thick enough, but I just put some dots under each eye, kind of go up into the tear duct a little bit. And I'm going to leave this out because I will use the highlighter. And then I'm going to pat. That reminds me, if you watch the Makeup Geek channel, Marlena is pat. I love Marlena. That was by no means a crack on her. I love her and watch her videos frequently. So, then what is left on my fingers, I'm going to take to my eyelid and just put them there. Put it there. So, now my concealer is done. I'm going to, where the concealer kind of came down a little bit, I'll go ahead and rub that. So now I've done primer, I've done my foundation, and my concealer. So my next step is going to be my powder, and I do use the Makeup Forever Pro Finish Pressed Powder. Because I'm going to use a loose powder. This is also a drugstore product, but I absolutely love it. The top is kind of nasty. That tells you how long it lasts forever because I do use it a lot. But it is the NYC Smooth Skin Loose Powder. And I do love it. It does provide, sorry guys if you lost me for a second, but that NYC Smooth Skin Powder, it does provide some extra coverage if you want. But I put the powder on the same, no matter if I use a pressed powder or a loose powder. I do the same technique. This is just a normal pressed powder. You, with the Makeup Forever, you lift it up and the puff will be here. I'm being very gentle because the pan, for some reason, has come out of my, we're going to tap into the powder with the puff and then press and roll. Press and roll. Over my entire face. And then when I need more, I tap, press and roll. I mainly do it on my T-zone, but by pressing and rolling like this, you are really setting the foundation, and that's the whole purpose of a powder. But plus, it gives you some extra coverage. Okay, and I'm gonna, when I get to my eyes, I just gonna tap, and I just tap on my eyes. Very gently. Going to lift that up, put my pulse back. There we go. I'm going to leave this out because a lot of times I do I use powder for correction. Now I'm done with my foundation. That is my foundation routine. It's as easy as it gets. That's all I need. That's all anyone needs. You can change it up with different concealers, different foundations and that kind of thing, but that's it. That's what you do. I'm sorry, I've got my children behind me, but then I go to contouring. Now, if I was going out at night, I've got two different things that I use to contour. And it is the Too Faced Natural Face Palette. One thing that I love about this product is you've got so many products in one. You have a bronzer, you have a cream blush, a regular blush, then you have a concealer, a luminizer, and a brightener, all in one palette. I love this. If I'm going to full out contour, bronzer, blush, highlight, all of that, then I use a combination of this palette and the e.l.f. brightener for the highlight. Because, well, the luminizer that is in this, even though well, sorry, get my fingers mixed up. This one, let's use it. You see, there's lots of shimmer in this, and where I highlight, I don't want shimmer because there are large pores there. So, but today, the other thing that I use is the Too Faced Pink Leopard. I've still got such a glare. The Too Faced Pink Leopard blushing bronzer. Again, I can't talk. I love this. Love it, love it. I even love the way the compact looks, the product looks. That is just gorgeous. I love it. So if I'm not going to contour, if it's during the day and I just want kind of a natural but colored look, then I use the Too Faced, the Pink Leopard. That is what I'm going to use today. It is 1:17 p.m. I usually already have my makeup on way long ago, but so we're not going to use the natural face today, but I will do a tutorial where I do full out contour and the like. So, but today we're going to use the Pink Leopard. I use the Too Faced Bronze Bouquet retractable bronzing brush. I love retractable brushes, but usually you have the problem of putting the top on the brush and it messes up the shape of the brush. This you pull that up and put the top on. When you take the top off, that's pulled up, and you push it down. So you never lose the shape of the brush. I love that. I love that about it. So I'm just going to take it and tap a few times. I'm going to go on my cheekbones and then to the side. You can see when I'm doing my own makeup, I don't tap it a few times. Go to the other side. When I do my own makeup, I'm not as gentle as I would be if I were working on a client. Plus, I'm kind of in a hurry. My honey got off work early today, and is on his way home. And because I didn't know, so I can't look like this when he. So we're gonna tap again. Gonna go on my hairline and a little bit on my forehead. Tap one time. Go across my nose. Tap one more time, and go on my chin. So then I do that. If I don't use this, I'm going to use some form of just a bronzer or a blush. I usually try to find a combo, like a bronzer that has a striped bronzer that has the bronzer, then it has the pink blush, or something like this that has both. If I can't, then I use just a bronzer, a light bronzer to go. I do my cheekbones all the way around my face, and then my nose and my chin. So all the way around, cheekbones, T-zone. That's it for my color. Also, if you saw, I don't know if you can tell now, but I put foundation on my lips. When I put foundation on, I put it on my lips. And I do that because it holds my lips. Lip gloss, lip color, I don't wear a lot of lipstick. I do wear a lot of lip gloss. So it'll hold my lip gloss on. But that's why if you saw me putting foundation on my lips and you see they're really, really nude right now, that's why. So then I go in with my highlighter, and I'm going to use the e.l.f. the highlighter end. You can see that that's really light, but it has absolutely no shimmer. And because if I'm contouring, full out contouring, I will use some shimmer in certain spots. But when I'm just everyday makeup, I only contour one spot, I only highlight one particular spot, and that'll change depending on your face shape. But for me, there's just one particular spot, and that's the spot you'll see in a second where I have enlarged pores. Shimmer makes those pores look even larger than they really are. We don't want any shimmer where there are big pores. I have enlarged pores through here and here, here, and across my forehead. I never use shimmer in those areas. Never. But anyway, no shimmer, highlight. We're going to put some dots right above my cheekbone on each side. Right above my eye, and then right below my eye, and see, right there. And then what we're going to do is just tap, 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 tap. I love you, Marlena. I've got a little bit more on this side. Now, we don't want this underneath the eye because of the dark circles that I have. If you don't have dark circles, you can put it under your eye all you want. I do have dark circles. The highlight will accentuate that. We don't want that, so we don't want it under my eye. So if I get it there, and we'll kind of brush it or blend it down into where it's supposed to be. And I'm just tapping, and what I'm trying to do is accentuate my cheekbones. That's what I did with the bronzer and with the highlight. That's my goal, is just to lift and accentuate those cheekbones. And so you can see that I have a long face shape, so that's why I put the bronzer here as well. And I would do more if I was doing a full-on contour, but that shortens the face. And I promise my next video will be a full night going out makeup routine. Unlike, that's not what this is, but that's it for my face makeup. That's all I do. You saw how quick it was. That's it. And didn't even bring any brushes out, but now I'm going to. This is my brush roll, my personal brush roll. I have one that's just about identical for client makeup, but it just I don't know if I can get it on camera, but it that brush was let me see. It's got this flap that covers the brushes. This is hard to do. Let's see. It's got this flap that covers the brushes, and here are my brushes, my personal brushes. Alright, now I usually have more challenge space than this, and I lay them down here. And just a word of advice, this particular brush, the reason this is the one that fell out, it's a two-sided brush. What's wrong with the camera? It's two-sided. What's wrong with the camera? Two-sided brush. So I can't like stick it down in a pocket of my brush roll because I'll mess up one of the ends. So what I do is just lay it in between two brushes, and then when I roll it up, it stays in place. But when I unroll it, sometimes it falls out. But the first thing that I'm going to use a brush for is what a powder brush is not to apply powder. A powder brush is to knock off loose product, not to apply powder. That is a big misunderstanding. So, if you're using your powder brush, this is a Sephora, just a Sephora, big, huge, fluffy powder brush. I love it. It feels so great on my skin, but you don't use it to apply powder. After I finish doing my face makeup, that's my highlight, my contouring, everything I'm going to do as far as my face makeup. I just take this and very lightly dust all over my face and my neck, and just really lightly dust. And that's all you do. That is the purpose of a powder brush. Hang on just a second. Let mommy finish the video, okay? You want to say hi? This is my say hi. Hey. My 4-year-old. She loves makeup just as much as I do. It's sad, but anyway, if I do eat occasionally, if I'm working on a client, I never use powder brush on myself. But if I'm working on a client, then I just have to have a brush because I have to have heavy or more coverage if I'm doing it for film or something like that. And I have to have more coverage with a loose powder. I use a brush more like this, and this is also a Sephora mineral powder brush is what this is. So it actually is a powder brush, but it's small and it's very, very thick. The bristles are just thick together, so it holds powder really well. If you're determined to use a powder brush, this is it. If you're determined to use, and let me show you this too, because if you're going to use blush, this is another Sephora brush. I got these on sale for $9. Great brushes for $9. I was so happy that day. But this is what I use for my cream highlighters, luminizer, blushes, any kind of cream product like that. This is what I use. Fabulous brush as well. Not right now. Hang on just a second. I'll be done. Okay, now I'm going to start with my eye look because my face is done. So, then I'm going to use Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion, and I'm almost embarrassed to show you mine. The one I use on clients looks so much different, so much better. Mine has been just used and traveled just too much. There's just no help for it, but there's still product in here, so I'm going to use it. So I'm going to. Most of you are probably familiar with this product or have at least seen it on a million videos because so many people use it. Again, I'm going to use my ring finger. That is the weakest finger. So it doesn't pull on that gentle skin around your eyes. I need another tissue here. So I'm going to put that on. And then if I was going to do a dark eyeshadow look, which is not what I do every day, especially, I mean, I've got my hair up, I've been cleaning the house, I'm working, with kids. I want some makeup on when my honey gets home so I don't scare him, but I don't want a full face of makeup. If I was going to do that after the eyeshadow primer coating, I would put on an eyeshadow base. I have an eyeshadow base. It's made by NYX. It's white. It comes in a pot. The NYX eyeshadow base, and I'll just show you. It just comes in a little pot like this, and you dip a finger or a brush. I've got one for me and one for my clients. This one is mine. Mine I do my finger. My clients I use a brush, and put it on my eyelids as well. Also, I used to use MAC Paint Pot a lot for an eyeshadow base, but that was before Maybelline came out with the 24-hour color tattoos. They come out hot. This is actually eyeshadow, but that's not what I use it for. And it's exactly like a paint pot. I have every color that they make, and I have replaced my collection. When I use up my MAC paint pot, I'm going to these. And I also use these as cream liners or gel liners. Great for that. It does last 24 hours. It's wonderful. I really didn't intend on using one of these, but I think I am because I don't have a lot of time before he's home, and I need to get a good eye look with using probably just one color. This is called Bad to the Bronze. You can see it's just a shimmery brown. I do like shimmer. I think you can see it better back here. Just shimmery brown. And I use it on my finger and tap it on my eyelid. There you go. And I go into my crease, but not above. And this is just going to give you an intensity of color, and not only the intensity of color, but staying power. It'll help your eyeshadow stay. So, I think I got a little bit more on the end. I do this one, so a little bit more on. I'll start out, and I just kind of pat rub, When I do it on a client, of course, I use a brush. So if you prefer to use a brush, that's perfectly fine. I don't know if you can see what this looks like up close, but it is just a really light brown color. Now I'm going to, this is my go-to eyeshadow, it's probably everyone's, but what I carry in my own collection is the Naked palette. I'll just show you all the palettes I carry. Use the Urban Decay Smoked palette is in my personal collection, my personal piece. The Stila in the Garden palette, gorgeous palette. If you haven't seen this one, it's just got some gorgeous colors in it. It doesn't have very many matte. These two colors right here are both matte. All the other ones are shimmer. But it also comes with a smudge stick, which is great. And then the Naked 2, which is what I'm going to use today. I just kind of go back and forth between the Naked palette and the Naked 2. They're so similar. Another thing that I was going to show you if you needed a really heavy concealer is Hard Candy Squamiflage. You can cover a tattoo with this. Okay, it will cover anything. So, if you need a heavier concealer, this is. If you need concealing blemishes, if I have blemishes to conceal, and I'm going out, this is what I use. But I've done my work paint pot I'm going to go in, I'm going to use my Naked palette, and let's see. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with a stiff dome brush, just like this. This is a Coastal Scents brush. First of all, because I'm not the best at cleaning my personal brushes. I do my clients, but I'm not the best at my personal ones. Make sure it doesn't have any color in it. I'm going to go in with the color Foxy, which is just a matte color that is really close to my skin tone. And I'm going to put this all over my eye, just using in my crease the windshield wiper motion, just kind of dabbing and wiping all over the rest of my lid. Then I'm going to pick up some more on that dome brush, and I'm going to go back and forth all the way up to my lashes. And then, my brows, I'm sorry. This is what I do. And believe it or not, you can probably tell, I'm not using a mirror, so I just had to fill it. I'm going to pick up some more Foxy and do the same thing with this side. For some reason, I'm so much better with my left eye. And it's odd because I'm right-handed, but anyway, I'll just back and forth windshield wiper motion to kind of blend out that paint pot that was darker than the Foxy. Alright, that one's looking. Alright, and this is a lot, the color of the Foxy, even though it's the color of my skin tone, this is a trick that I use a lot when I don't want to use but one color of eyeshadow, is I use the darker paint pot, and then I put this color that is around my skin tone over the paint pot, which is darker, and then I take it up as a highlight into my brow, and it looks like I have dark and light. It looks like I've used two shades, which I really have to use two because I used the paint pot, but I only used one powder color. I am going to do just a little bit of eye contouring. I hope I have a little bit of time. I'm going to go in with this two-sided brush that I was showing you a minute ago, and then use this. This is one of my favorite brushes. It's an Urban Decay brush. It came in one of the palettes, but I just love it. I'm going to go in with the color Snakebite, which is right here. It's a gorgeous brown color. And I'm just going to pick a little bit of that up, tap the excess out, and I'm going to do my outer crease. My eyes are close together. They're very close set. I don't want to say, pick up a little bit more, tap. I don't want to say they're too close set because that's how I'm made. They're not too close set, but they are close set. I only go with different products from half of my eye out. And what that does is it draws the eyes outward where they do not look so close together. So I'm going to take my napkin and I'm just going to swirl my brush to make sure I've got all the color off, and I'm going to take a look in the mirror. And I'm going to bring it over here in the light so I got this side, and you can see what it looks like. I don't know how well you can see. This side isn't blended all that well at all. Sometimes I use my fingers to blend, which is probably a big minus somewhere, but it works for me. I do if on my personal account. Now, looking at my eyes, I'm going to pick up some more Snakebite. The other crease is a little bit darker, so I'm going to go in like this. And then I've got some shimmer on the inside here that I don't have here. So I'm going to go in with the opposite side of that brush, which is just a flat eyeshadow brush. And I really don't know where that shimmer came from, but I'm going to use the color Verve, which is right here. The shimmery champagne color. It's really gorgeous. And I'm going to just the very corner, very, very tear up. Just right in and blend that out. And I'll pick it up on the other and do the same thing on the other side. Very, very tear up. Blend it out, kind of go down below the lash line just a little bit, just do not tear up. Okay. And then just tag. Okay. Well, okay. Well, we're done with that for right now. I'm gonna put that brush up. Well, then I'll clean it. And this I use as my all-over blending brush. It is a it's by e.l.f. I believe. Yeah, it's an e.l.f. The angled contour brush, but it's a huge brush. It's got an angle to it, and the bristles are they're kind of stiff, but it's still kind of fluffy because there's so many bristles. And I take a blending color, which is usually a shimmery, just a shimmery color that kind of brings all this together. You can use any color that you want, anything that makes you happy, but I'm going to continue to use the Verve, this pretty champagne color. And I'm just going to pick it up on my brush. That's going to be my blending color. And I'm going to use this. I just pick up just a little bit, not enough to take away my crease color or anything else, but just like let me show you, just a tap. That's all. Just a tiny, tiny bit on my brush. And I just rub that all over the lid. Like that. Alright, let's see if you can see what that looks like. Can you see? A very, very pretty look, a very natural look, but very pretty. I've still got a dark brown contour from here out in my crease. The rest of it is kind of a darker brown shimmer with some really light shimmer on the inner corners. I'm going to wipe this brush off because I'm going to use it again. I don't want any color on it at all. Now, having color on this brush, if I was using a color that was similar to what was on my lids, it would be okay. I'm not. So, I made it clean of all color. And I'm going to go back in with this Foxy, which was the color that I started with. And that's just going to be my highlight. And it's going to go on my brow and blend all of this out. That is the biggest thing with makeup, period. I don't care what kind of makeup, whether it's foundation, whether it's eyeshadow, blush, bronzer, anything. You want everything smooth and blended out, no harsh lines. That is one of my huge pivots. Okay, now I'm actually done with my brushes, and so I'm gonna, if I was contouring more, I would have used more of the brushes and that kind of thing, and that'll be the next video, so you'll see. And then maybe I'll actually have my hair done then too, so Mama, I don't always look this awful. That looks bite it, Robin. I know, hang on. So, anyway, I rolled my brushes back up and tied them. If you don't have a brush roll and you travel a lot, that this is just a godsend. But now I am again. No, not right now, baby. I'm going to, and I'm going to, forgive me for using my mirror here instead of trying to use the camera, but this is the Rimmel Nude Eyeliner Pencil. It's just the scan. Back it up so you can see. It's just the Scandaleyes eye pencil in nude. Okay, pretty easy. And what I'm gonna do is, can you see me here? Yep, there we go. I am going to do my lower waterline. A lot of people say to use a white. I prefer a nude because it looks more natural. So I line my eyes with the nude eyeliner, and either a white or a nude eyeliner is going to make the whites of your eyes whiter. Okay? Um, Also keep in mind that using a dark color eyeliner, it makes your eyes look smaller, especially on camera, whether it's video camera or photographic images. Black eyeliner will make your eyes look smaller. But if you put nude on a lower waterline like this, that will help out a lot. Now I'm going to use my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Pencil in Perversion. It's just a black eyeliner, but it's a black kohl eyeliner, which is amazing. Get closer, and I'm just gonna tight line my upper lashes from the midway out. You see, up. And when I say tight line, I mean right up to my lash line. Okay, and then I cannot line the inside of my waterline, my upper waterline like some people can, but I'm allergic to it makes my eyes water and my nose run, and it's awful. So I can't do it. But to substitute that, I'll take my pencil and kind of roll it down into my lashes. Just just this kind of motion, a roll, that kind of motion down into my lashes, and it will give you the same effect as lining in the upper waterline, or almost as good of a yes, Eddie. I'm sorry, my 3-year-old again. She wants to do her makeup. But again, as with the color in the dark color in my crease, I only line with the black. I only do from half of my eye out. Now, on my lower waterline with the nude, I did the whole waterline. But if I was using a black or a dark color, I would only do half the waterline. But now I'm going to go in on the other side and do the same thing. Just Rimmel also, this Rimmel Scandaleyes eye pencils are fabulous. As a matter of fact, that is the kohl eyeliners, the Rimmel kohl eyeliners. They come in every color that you could get in any other eyeliner. And it's great. The only reason I'm using this Urban Decay, just to be honest, is because it came with, I ran out of several colors of my smoked palette. I had to buy another personal one, and this came in. I think it was smoked. It was one of them anyway. Now, what are we going to do? We are going to, if I can find my lash curler in this huge thing, and I found the curler, but the little pad that's in it, which I don't curl my lashes every day. Just so since I can't find that, I'm not going to do it today. I don't curl my lashes every day. Yes, it does. I'm sorry, I keep listening to my kids, but yes, it does give the illusion of opening up the eye a lot. Curling the lashes, there's a huge benefit to it. So when I say I'm not curling my lashes, when I say that I don't do it every day, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. I don't do it every day because it can break your lashes. That scares me because your lashes won't grow back. I don't want to end up with no eyelashes. So I'll do it if I'm going out. But normally I just don't. And then I use two different mascaras. I use one coat of one thing and my second coat of another. So I use two coats. But my first is Surprise Rimmel Scandalize the Show Off. And let's see, this is in Extreme Black. And what I do with this one is I go right at the base of the lashes and I'll wiggle and go up. And I'll wiggle at the base. I don't, I make sure I get the inside lashes, the outside lashes, but I don't worry about going all the way up of my lash with this first coat, just so you know. I am doing some mirror too. You can still see, I think. And then just wiggle. Why is it that we open our mouth when we put on mascara? But I just wiggle on the lower lashes and go down. Okay. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other eye. Wiggle, go up. Now you can see that I do it a lot faster, really. Okay. I personally turn my wand. Another thing I can tell you is usually I don't use mascara wands that come with the mascara. Wiggle on the lower one. If you're just doing a natural look, you really don't want a whole lot of mascara on those lower lashes. That's going to give you a more night dramatic look. You can put a little bit, but just not a lot. It's just not necessary. So that's what this looks like. Let me also get closer for you. Eyelashes. Oh, he's kind of freaky. Sorry, guys. I have very long eyelashes anyway. When I get in better light, you'll be able to see. The second coat, I do the Guess What Rimmel Glam Eyes, also in Extreme Black. This is my second coat. And what I was saying is I normally don't use the brushes, the wands, spoolies, whatever you want to call them, that come with the mascara. With this one, by the way, this is what I go all the way to the ends with. This is what I use for lengthening. I use the other Scandalize for volume. I use this one for length. That's why I use the two. And I do go in on the top lashes and I curl my lashes around the spoolie and pull it out. You will see a huge difference if you do that. And then I'm just going to make sure that I get all my lashes covered. I have a horrible problem with getting mascara up there when I'm doing it. It's awful. Okay, and then we do the same thing with the other side. It's just starting at the root, go all the way to the tip, kind of spreading out a little bit. You guys know how to put on mascara. It's the same principle. And I curl it. Now, okay, what I keep trying to tell you is I normally don't use the spoolies that come with mascara because of bacterial issues. Anything that you use with your eye, you either need to sanitize before you put it back. If you use it, I use it on my eye. I need to sanitize it before I put it back in the container. Or what I usually do is I use a disposable spoolie, dip it, trash it, and then I'll break this spoolie off and just use the lid. But these Rimmel brushes, Floyd I love so much that I just cannot help but use them. I do shampoo them frequently. That's something that you will want to do. You can, with your eyeshadow, with your eyeliner, you can either spray the whole stick or the tip that you want with eyeliner to clean it. You want to sharpen it a little bit to take off that tip, and then you want to spray it with alcohol, that tip with alcohol, or either dip it in alcohol. Everything that you can clean all of your makeup with alcohol. You can take an eyeshadow palette, lay it open, spray it with alcohol, and then leave it open to dry. You can clean anything with alcohol, any of your makeup with alcohol. Okay, so here we go. Here's the finished look. You can tell, I hope you can tell, that it has made my lashes look long and thick without being clumpy. That's why I use these two colors, these two kinds, because it's not clumpy at all. I don't have to comb them. You can see how my shadow look and my foundation. If you can't see this one very good, when I do my full makeup routine and go out at night routine, then I'm gonna find better lighting. But anyway, hopefully you can tell a difference in how I looked a minute ago and how I look now. Need to get my purse makeup bag. Isn't that the cutest little bag? I just love it. I think it's the cutest little thing. I'm going to, I love e.l.f. lip balm. I'm going to use the e.l.f. lip balm SPF 15 in pink. It looks just like that. I carry this in my purse. I also carry the same thing, like, and the color is nude. But pink is not very pink. You'll see the difference. But it is just a tinted lip balm. It is very moisturizing. Works great. I love it. It's one of the e.l.f. products that I highly endorse. I also really love their glossy glosses. This is something, and this color is. Oh, I'm sorry if I lost you. This is Wild Watermelon. That's one of my favorites. If I have a neutral eye look, I'll use this. I can't pull off a red lipstick just with coloring. It's just not flattering, a red lipstick. Or even a dark lipstick, a bright lipstick, anything. But a bright gloss I can use. So let me put this up here so you can see what a pretty color that is. And again, I'm not using it. I just wanted to show you. I've still got one more thing to do. I just wanted to go ahead and put that balm on my lips so you can see what I do with my lips. I do nothing with my brows. I wax them, and then when I do my makeup, I just kind of brush them with my fingers to make sure they're all going in sideways. And that's it. To love makeup as much as I do, I don't do a lot with myself. Hang on a minute. Now, again, I'm just gonna get kind of close and show you the look. And I hope you can see I will have better lighting next time. And the last thing that I do, and I'll be done, is I take the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. This is long lasting, oil free, paraben free, temperature control technology. Basically, when it's hot outside, your makeup won't melt off. It gives if you look cakey because you put a lot of powder on something, this gives you a very pretty, it'll soften that where you don't look cakey. So, anyway, I just close my eyes and my mouth, hold my breath.
No.
Go, now go.
I can't. Can I do my nails?
Okay, so that's it. I had both my kids. Sorry, they were both. Can I? I really do have to show you. My daughter, my 4-year-old, did her own makeup, and so I have to show you her look in just a second when Mommy cleans out her makeup. Um, that Emma gets Mommy's old makeup, and she did her makeup herself. So anyway, here's my finished look. I put the all-nighter spray on. I know I spray a lot. I usually do. One thing to make sure of is just that even if your mascara is dry, there are some setting sprays that don't do this, but the all-nighter spray does for whatever reason. It will, even if your mascara is dry, it will um, wet your mascara and you'll have some mascara spots up here. So make sure that after you spray the all-nighter spray, especially if you use as much as I just did, make sure that you check for those spots up there. But anyway, this is the finished look. It's just neutral, so I don't scare my honey when he comes home. It's just a basic look. I hope that you learned. The video was not about how I look anyway. It's my techniques and my products and what I like to use. Anyway, the next video will have better lighting. It will also be a full-on makeup contour video. See you later. Bye bye.